Hi, Danhausen here, very nice, very evil, and we're welcoming you to the Potsy and Danhausen show.
Yes.
Correct?
No, it's the Potsy and Tino show.
No, Potsy and Danhausen show, and we take my royalties.
Absolutely.
And like, subscribe, comment, and watch it. You better be watching it because we're already here for the cast.
Tino show. Talk the facts and let opinions blow. Laughs, hot takes, and maybe a rant. Two best buds with a mic and a plan.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Pots and Pans Network brings to you its tag team champions of the world, the Road Dogg Tino Gray, the badass Rob Potsy Pochak. That's right, the Potsy and Tino show. Tino, you saw our intro there, and obviously the only reason why I did it while you're on the air with me tonight was because what's in the box, and I called it weeks before anybody else was talking about it. I called it, but let's start the week.
Going in your life, do you?
Hey, anytime I can scoop the scoopers, I think that's a pretty cool thing. And obviously, it's not the first time I've done it. It's not the first time you've done it. But it was not Bianca Belair. It was, in fact, Danhausen, which we'll get to in a little bit. But what is up with you, my friend, as we always start with what's up with you?
Trying to clean my screen. Not much. Let's see. Went to Hickory this past weekend. That was always fun. Hadn't been there in I was supposed to go. The last time I was supposed to go about a month ago. This time is when we had the Snowmageddon, so I had to cancel and didn't get to go. So was able to go this weekend. Had a good time, and glad to be back. And it's not a whole lot going on, man. Just back to work, back to the grind, and that's about it. Can't complain too much.
Good. Last week, I talked to everybody about my bidet that I was getting last week, as well as Cologuard, which what's that? Yeah, shit in a box. You got a little bit more than you bargained for with all that because I sent you I sent you a message. I did not send a picture, just in case anybody thought I was going to send a picture.
I'd have cussed you out and blocked you.
But I wanted to let everybody know that I took the Cologuard test. I pooped in a box, and it was probably the stinkiest poop I think I've ever taken. Probably because it didn't hit the water, like you literally. It's kind of like going in a litter box. It feels like so. Anyways, I sent that off, and results came back in, and they came back negative. So I don't even have to have a colonoscopy for at least 3 years now.
So I'm gonna hate myself for asking this, but did you put the box on the floor and just kind of squat over it?
No. So when you open the box, it's got this contraption that you put under the toilet seat. So you remember the old joke of sitting there and saran wrapping the toilet seat?
It's no joke. I did that shit back in college.
Yeah. So okay. So you kind of do that, except it's got a hole in the center of it. And that hole you basically put a bucket into. And it gives you the bucket and everything because you gotta seal it off and send it off to them and whatever. And after you go in the bucket, which by the way, you're sitting there trying to make sure that your beefs and franks aren't your yam bag and everything isn't in the bucket as well, right? Like it tells you to make sure that you pee everything that you possibly can first. But as we all know, when you poop, you always pee, right? Yep. So I love that I'm talking about this with everybody. Yeah. Thanks, Chris Barrett. I agree. It is too much information, but it's one of those things where as men we do have to sit there and start talking about this stuff and then going and doing it.
Heard a weird noise. Sorry. What's going on in my house?
So you poop into this bucket, and then it's got like it's almost like a Q-tip, except it's plastic, and you stick it into it and wiggle it around a little bit, and then you throw it back. Then you put it back into like the DNA canister, okay, and then you put that in the box. You put
don't
the
actually send poop. You just send the
no. You send the poop, but like I guess you send the poop just in case they don't get an accurate from the dabber. So anyway, it comes with this little bottle of solution that says that's for like preservation of it. So you pour that on there, and I guess it becomes like a gel, so it like hardens.
Okay.
Then you seal everything off. You peel the peel the tab off of the box that it came in, and then you just literally rip the UPS tag off of it, and there's another UPS tag right underneath it that is to send it back. And then you get your results like 4 days later. Now, they tried to call me on Wednesday night at like 8:30 at night. And of course, I'm thinking, well, shit, if they're calling that late, it's probably bad.
And did it say Cologuard on the thing?
No, it says like Control Sciences or something like that. Like they have a different company for the, because I'm sure that isn't the only product they offer. But anyways, so send it off, and when you set up your account online, it basically says that you're either going to have a positive or a negative result. And it says, if you get a positive result, click here. If you get a negative result, click here. So I clicked on it, and, it's a negative. So basically, I then got a message from my doctor Saturday morning, I want to say. And it was basically like, hey, great news. Your Cologuard thing came back as negative. So you don't even have to worry about a colonoscopy for 3 years. And I was like, yay. So that was cool. Now the bidet came in on Tuesday last week, so I the pieces for it came in on Tuesday. So I attached that, and what you were worried about with it when you said, isn't it cold? It absolutely is, but it, I mean, you can make it as strong of a stream as you want. So like. I get it to just spritz up a little bit, and then I turn it off.
That's still water shooting up your asshole.
Yeah. You know when I think it'll actually be really good is when you've had like Mexican or something, and the next day, you're worried that it's going to hurt a little bit and burn. You know what I'm talking about. You've been there before. I think
that's why I don't eat spicy food.
Well, it'll be awesome after that, because you'll just have it turned on while it's coming out.
No more menthol dude wipes for you?
Well, you mean the mint flavored dude wipes, as my nephew called them?
Oh God!
You remember he said that? We were at we were doing the chicken wing thing at my sister's house, and my nephew comes out. And he goes, Uncle Shane, why do you have mint flavored dude wipes? And we all were like, flavored? Were you tasting them?
I do remember that. I forgot about that.
Well, that
was hellacious. I'm still pissed off for you talking me into doing that, because I've never been so fucking. My stomach was fucked up for days after that.
The next day, I had a comic book signing, and my stomach was destroyed.
For those of you who don't know, I let Rob talk me into. I think we did a podcast while we were doing it.
Yeah, we were doing a live show.
We're doing a live show, and we did the hot wing challenge, the hot ones challenge, and it's like water didn't help, milk didn't help, and then we finally got it, and then it was cooled off, and then I'm like, oh, I had the bubble guts, then I was scared to shit.
Yes,
a Newport for
Newport for the butthole. That might be the funniest thing that Chris Barrett's ever said.
Yes, I'll give him that one. So Tino, I want to talk about something else that happened in and around us last week, and it's not a pleasant thing to discuss, but the murder in Morrisville last week. For those that don't know, Morrisville is about 20 minutes away from me. I think it's about 20 minutes away from Tino as well. And I hang out at a place called Ruckus Pizza and Spirits, I think is what they call it. But
last week on Sunday, I want to preface this. On Sunday, I was at the Ruckus with my nephew, and normally I bring my backpack with me because I'm either drawing or whatever. So I had the backpack in the seat next to me. Well, the bar was pretty full that night, and someone walked up and they asked if they could sit there. And it's a guy that we've always called Coors Light John. That's like, I didn't even know what his last name was. Anyways, he asks if he can sit there, and I'm like, sure, I have no problem with it, whatever. So I move my bag, and then he starts talking to my nephew about something. And I don't even remember what exactly he was talking about with my nephew, but I looked at my nephew and I was like, he's kind of crazy. So you just don't engage if it sounds like it's going to become like a confrontational talk. And my nephew's like, okay, I wasn't going to, but cool. Oh, okay, cool. So that night we leave without any issue or anything like that. But then Monday night, while we were doing our show, Tino, and we finished up right around 9:00 last week, at 9:30 that night, I get a call from our buddy Terrence, who sits there and says, do you know what's going on in Morrisville right now? And I was like, no, like, you obviously saw we were doing our show, so I have no idea what's going on out there. And he's like, dude, the news is going crazy in Morrisville because there was an apartment fire. Which one of my the lady that got burned is related to somebody that I deal with in my day job. Wow. So in Morrisville, like 70 people I heard, or 70 apartments burned down. Like it, and by the way, it's not even the first time that apartment complex has had mechanical or fire problems at it, which to me just sounds weird. But around the same time, Tino, that guy that we called Coors Light John walked outside of the Ruckus in Morrisville and shot a man. Do we know why? No. If I had to guess, and I'm just going to take a stab at it real quick, is that, and stab's probably the second to worst thing I could have said there, but he shot and murdered a guy, shooting him 5 times. And if I had to 5, what I've heard is 5 times. And all I can say other than that is that it seems like they were having a discussion. They both got up, walked outside. The one guy got shot, and Coors Light John walked back into Ruckus. Like nothing happened? So the way that I'm hearing it, he was on his phone. I saw the news clip where the manager said they had to wrestle him down. So yeah, but go ahead. Yeah. So the news clip from WRAL said that the manager of the establishment and another patron took him down to the ground to disarm the weapon from him. When he walked into Ruckus, he sat down at that little bench at the front on his phone like nothing happened. But people saw what happened. But I mean, people heard it. People heard it. People, whatever the case might be. So they knew it was him. That's my question. Yes, they knew it was him. Like, I originally thought that he walked back in, sat at the bar, and was trying to get another beer. But apparently it didn't get that far. All I could think, though, and this is the cynic in me, if I hadn't given up if I hadn't moved my bag the night before and it had upset him, would he have followed me out to the car? You don't think so. But you also don't expect the person to straight up murder somebody outside a crumble cookie and then walk back into where they were sitting. Like, I have to assume if I were to ever shoot somebody, I'd be in my car and I'd be headed down the road before you even knew where I was. Mm-hmm. So, and as a writer, I sit here and try to think about like this weird type of shit all the time, and I can't fathom what happened, what was going on in his head. I mean, the guy who he killed, apparently, like, interestingly enough, apparently he's from the comic book community, and I didn't know who he was. So kind of weird there too, because people have been calling asking me if he was a friend of mine, and I'm like, no, like I'd never met him. So just wild stuff. Other than that, the what's up with me, I finished all the stuff that I had to for the free comic book day books, and I'm getting back into getting ready to write the junior high horrors book. So that's what's up with me. But yeah, that whole situation, I mean, like, he's being held without bond. Obviously it's a murder trial now. Just really weird. So Tino, what have you been watching? Because I sent you a text today saying that Tracker and Watson were both back, and you were like, finally. And of course, you haven't gotten around to watch them because you got to wait until Nicole has time. So
yeah, and then it probably won't be tonight, so we're probably won't get into them until tomorrow because I'll get off of here.
Mr. Helios just said that they were both his regulars when he worked there.
Wow. What am I watching? We're still watching. I'm caught up on
Cross.
Yes, that's caught up on Cross. I couldn't think of the name of
You
it.
can never remember the name of that show.
No, dude, I can see his face.
Crazier and crazier every episode.
I love it.
And crazy in a good way. Like,
yes.
The thing that I can never understand is how they're going to finish it up in 8 episodes.
Yeah.
Never feels like there's enough time.
So watching that, I'm of course still watching Blackish. I just started watching because I saw that Daredevil's coming back and Jessica Jones is in it. I'm like, I've never fucking watched Jessica Jones. So I started today. I went back and started watching Jessica Jones.
You mean the woman whose superpower is that she can knock doors off the hinges?
No, apparently. I'm sure it gets deeper into it because I was looking back at her power. She's got like super healing powers, probably super speed, super strength. Supposed to be able to fly, but apparently since she retired, she can't really lost her kind of her flight ability. She said she can jump really high and fall. So
I think that was the Netflix budget more than anything else.
So it's good so far. I'm only like on the 4th episode. They've already introduced Luke Cage and they've got she's already her and Luke Cage are on. I don't know if they're in a relationship. I don't know what the hell they're doing. But then it's been long enough. If you haven't seen this show, fuck it. Apparently
exactly.
She killed his wife, but he doesn't know it yet. And I just found that out, realized it because the dude had mind control over her. So I'm like, this is getting interesting. So watching that, I saw you put His and Hers. Have you fucking finished it yet?
No.
I hate you, bitch. I hate you. Watch that show.
So I haven't watched that yet. I just started watching the show that's got Colin Farrell in it called Sugar, where he's a private investigator. Dude, I'm hooked. I'm like on episode 5, and I just started watching it like last night.
Well, apparently there's a new show getting ready to come out on CBS, and it's some kind of like show I like to watch, like a Fed, so kind of
CIA
with fucking dude from
Lucifer.
Lucifer. I was like, is that Lucifer? Yes. I'm like, I gotta probably start watching that because I love him, dude. He's fucking awesome.
Watch the first episode today.
CIA.
Yeah. I watched the first episode today. The first episode. I guess it says new episodes on Tuesdays. So I guess tomorrow there'll be another episode. What's that? It's on Paramount.
I got to set my DVR for it. But
So I watched the first episode of that. I watched the first episode of Marshals. If you watched Yellowstone, it follows the son of Kevin Costner's character from Yellowstone, basically like after that whole thing was over. And I guess he's becoming a deputy U.S. Marshal like Raylan Givens from Justified. So we'll see where that one goes. We'll see if I actually stick with it because suddenly it just feels like as soon as March hit, it feels like everything's not just back, but there's like tons of shows to watch.
Yeah, I like Wild Cards. I've been watching that because I know that's probably something. I like that show. My Matlock and Elsbeth are back, so I'm excited about that. I mean, Nicole and I watched those last night. I'm ready. I'm ready for Tracker and Watson to see what's going on with them.
Dude, Tracker once again, they did the whole thing where you were like, "Oh, this is going to take a couple episodes," and then it's like, "Nope, we finished it."
Nah.
And it's like, "You sons of bitches!"
Yeah,
Like, how did you get all that in 42 minutes? But anyways, I won't say any more about it because I know you haven't watched it yet. The beauty took a turn this past week. And as someone who never read the graphic novel for it, I don't really want to say what the turn was that it took, just because like I don't know if you're going to get around to watching it or not, but it took a turn. So I was like, whoa, what are we doing now? So pretty wild with that one. Let's see the other thing, Memory of a Killer. Watch the new episode of that. That show's been phenomenal. Patrick Dempsey's just great in it, and I don't know if people don't like him for whatever reason, but like I think the show's excellent. And I think that's about it that I've watched over the past week. But I feel like I've watched a shit ton of shows. So no movies this week. So I kind of want to go see Scream, but it's getting terrible reviews.
see, I don't care about reviews. I go watch it just because I want to see it and just be because somebody will be it's terrible and I'm like it was good to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't listen.
You and I have that discussion all the time.
Yeah, I'm like
because I think what we look for in movie watching seems to be two different things. Like me, if I'm going to an action film, I don't really care if it's got too much of a plot as long as the action's great. You know, like sometimes you get John Wick, which gives you both, and you're like, okay. Other times you get like Fast and Furious, and you're like, well, I don't really care what the plot is. I just want to see The Rock rip off rip off a cast on his arm, and just suddenly his arm isn't broken anymore. That's just what I want to see.
Well, I just want to see the fucking cars and the car chases and the crashes. That's me, dude. I'm like, yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
and you gotta suspend your disbelief. I know you're not jumping from on the top of a skyscraper to another skyscraper, but it's still fucking cool to watch.
That's what's great about Scream. They're supposed to be bad. I don't know if that's really the case, Chris Barrett. Like the first Scream was excellent, and the fact that they kept trying to figure out ways to make it so that you weren't going to figure out who the killers were in all the movies has always been kind of fun.
What I'm most excited about is Scream is I know Scary Movie's not too far behind. I can't wait to see what the fuck they do.
So interestingly enough, a couple things that I heard this week. So one of the other things that I did this week, I played the new Resident Evil game, Resident Evil 9 Requiem. Dude, it's so good. Like they have figured. So if anybody out there has played Resident Evil 7 and 8, I was telling Mr. Helios this last night. If you've played 7 and 8, they really went back to like horror and just straight up like creepy and crazy. And now with the use of like full like 3D audio or Dolby Atmos sound, like I'm just walking. So you play as two different characters. You play as Grace and you play as Leon from 2, 4, 6, and I guess now nothing. And it's funny watching them because Leon is going through this like, yeah, I've been through this shit before. I know exactly what to expect. Nothing's gonna phase him. He's sitting there dropping one-liners. Like all of a sudden, this doctor who is obviously now one of the creatures has a chainsaw in his hand, and he's like, "Cut you!" And he just like swings the chainsaw over Leon's head, and Leon backs away and just sits there and goes, I think I'm gonna need a second opinion. And you're like, come on. But then you see Grace's character, and even the way that they set the game up. So when you play as Grace, it's all first person. And the reason why is because that gives the sense of like, you never know if something's going to be behind you and creeping up on you, right? So it's super creepy in those elements. And then when you're playing as Leon, it's third person. So you're actually like seeing over his shoulder and everything as he's pulling out these big weapons and firing everything off. And even like the detail of even like how he reloads a shotgun in the game are cool, because he'll like put it up like this and you'll just see him dropping in the shotgun shells, and you're like, that's awesome. When you play as Grace though, she's supposed to be an FBI agent, right? And she goes in there and she is just like a 13-year-old child, because she's like the whole time, like creeped out, scared, and everything else. Through the entire game, she's like that. But when you're playing her part, I guess she's not used to all this creepy shit happening in her life like Leon is. So I guess that's why. But yeah, I mean, I've played all 9 of the regular series games. I've played all of the extra games that they've come out with for the series. And I mean, 7, 8, and 9, they really did make some excellent games in that series. This one, like I'm playing through it a second time already because I was like, ooh, let me try to find all the items and whatever now. And I don't normally do that in games, but with Resident Evil, I've always tried to do that because sometimes it'll unlock like unlimited ammo and stuff like that for you. So makes the next playthroughs even more fun. So I played the entire game through already. Took me, I want to say it was 12 hours, which is about what they said it's supposed to take. They actually give you like a bonus thing if you actually can finish the entire game in 4 hours or less. And I'm playing through it my second time now. I'm already at 6 hours, and I'm like halfway through the game. I'm like, it's gonna be another 12 hours. I'm never gonna finish this game fast.
Did you play 12 hours straight?
No, maybe.
Oh, I was about to say. I'm like, damn.
No, I played like 6 hours, 2 days to finish it. The problem was that like when I knew I was getting close to the end, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, I'm finishing this now. And I literally stayed up till 3 in the morning finishing the game. So yeah, it's an experience though. I mean, it's so much fun. I will say the thing that I do not like about it is that with Grace, you have to find like knives in the places that you're in, and they break, and there's no way to sharpen them or fix it, or it's like they break and you're just out. And I don't know what it is, Tino, but these T-virus zombies, you could shoot them in the head 5 times and they don't die. Like, I don't understand it. Like their brains are showing. You shoot them right here where the brain is exposed, and they don't die.
They said, "Fuck your bullets."
Yeah, exactly. They're like, "Fuck your bullets." So, anyways, but excellent game. Had a lot of fun with it. It kind of upsets me that you get finished in 12 hours and you're like, well, what do I do now? Because you get sucked in. You want to finish the game, and then you finally finish it, and you're like, do I just play it again, or do I so. Couple other things, I don't know if you saw the picture for the God of War TV show with Ryan Hurst as Kratos, but they showed him with the little kid playing his son Atreus, and dude, as long as Ryan Hurst can sit there and say "boy" like Kratos does in that game,
right?
That show's going to be awesome. Like that Amazon show is going to be awesome, and now that I've seen what they can do with Fallout, I'm pretty sure they can get God of War right.
Cool. I don't know if I'm gonna play that ever again. Like I said, those games, I'm gonna shoot them up, kill them kind of video games.
So you ready to talk about some pro wrestling stuff?
Yeah, let's get on it.
So before we actually talk about the shows themselves, I want to talk about something that I could probably go on a rant for, and that is the booking in WWE right now. I have gotten very frustrated with WWE's booking style currently, and I don't know if it's because TKO is sitting there telling them that they have to hit certain marks or have certain ratings on all of these platforms that they're on, or what the fuck the deal is. But I am about tired of how played out and how obvious the booking is in just about every situation. Now, we did have one result in Elimination Chamber where I disagree with what I'm saying here, but 3 out of the 4 matches were exactly who you expected to win.
But I told you that, and I think I texted you because we did, as usual, we did our group chat with me, you, and Shavar. I'm like, what was the point of that world title match when they've already made posters, they've done everything. This is the WrestleMania match. So why would I think the other person was winning?
You remember when WWE used to do that instead of Elimination Chamber in February, they did an event called Roadblock, and it's like the final stop before WrestleMania. Will there be a change in the? And it's like WWE realized that their ticket sales were down so far for WrestleMania this year that they told us what the main event was a month in advance, so that way they could try to move tickets, and they basically backed themselves into a corner because what else can you do at that point? You know, like now we think we have all 4 of the championship matches, which, by the way, once again, Michael Cole, shut the fuck up. Stop telling me it's the main event at WrestleMania when we know what the main event already is. And you can tell me that both nights have a main event. I am accepting of that fact, but you are not going to tell me that Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill goes on last on Saturday night. You're just not going to tell me that. It's bullshit. And by the way, I don't even know if that's going to be the final match that we get there. Because and we're going to talk about the, you know what? We're going to talk about,
because they're not going to put, you know, Roman said either he's going to be first or he's going to be last. I don't know if
he's going on last.
Yeah, because I don't think
on Sunday night. Sunday night is CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. They're the 2 biggest draws in the company. You
don't think they'll do that first night?
No, God no. No, that's definitely night 2. In fact, all the podcasts that have been talking about it, like the one with O'Shea Jackson.
Oh yeah.
He basically had CM Punk on, and he goes, you know, last year you main evented night 1, and he was like, yeah, and he goes, this year you're main eventing night 2, and he's like, am I? Have they actually said that? He goes, come on, bro, well, they're definitely putting you on last, and he's like, well, thanks, you know, now I just got to make sure I don't get hurt before then, and he's absolutely right, because you know he's been back with WWE for 2 full years now, and the first year that he was there, he blew out his tricep like within 3 months.
We got to talk about too. I think the booking for this Elimination Chamber got changed too. Talking about injuries because Bronson got hurt last Monday night, and while we were still on the air, and that's, if I remember it correctly, T did say, "Hey, they called the X on Monday night." He didn't tell us what it was, and I saw Bronson. I'm like, "Fucking, he got to have surgery. He's out 4 to 6 months." Because I think Bronson was supposed to win that match. But they had to suddenly go to Jay, and then that's why Jay got taken out Friday, so they can fucking figure out how to get Logan in now.
Well, I'm wondering about that. I'm wondering about the whole Jey Uso winning that match thing, because apparently he knew that like he felt bad, like he was sitting there going, "Oh man, what did I do that caused Bronson Reed to blow out his arm or whatever?" And I wonder now if Triple H and then made the call to just finish that match, and whoever they were going to put in that spot, they were going to sit there and take out on Friday night, because that's not who they really wanted if they needed to have a backup in there.
They wanted a member.
I mean, you know what would have made that match even better is if El Grande Americano had won that match, because I'm okay with him getting knocked out later, but it would have just been a shock if El Grande Americano won that match on Monday night. Like we both would be sitting here. We're complaining about the same standard of booking, and that would have been a difference. You know, that wouldn't have been, oh well, we're going with Jey Uso because he's in the ring right now. Fuck that. Literally, have Chad Gable go in there, give him you know, a toss, and then boom, 1, 2, 3, get the match over with, and then on Friday night have the other Americanos take out El Grande Americano.
Yeah.
You know, like that would have been a surprise. That would have been, you know, like you can't tell me that Javon Evans going over Dominic Mysterio and Gunther was that much of a surprise, even though you would think, oh, well, they're putting Gunther in that match. The fact that they did that only to have Javon Evans like the first one eliminated in the Elimination Chamber is fucking bullshit. You know? Like, and in fact, you know what? We can talk about AEW later. We'll just talk about this now. The booking for that night and that show was about as remedial as they get. They start with Alexa Bliss, who gets a massive pop to start the night.
You just don't Alexa, Mark. You just mad that she didn't win. You wanted her to win.
It wasn't just that she didn't win. Who was the first eliminated? It was Alexa Bliss.
Okay.
That is Triple H booking 101. Oh, well, I didn't like her when she was in NXT. She's never
Alexa.
Michael Cole can try to remind me that she's a 5-time women's champion all he wants. The fact of the matter is, since Triple H took over, Alexa Bliss hasn't won shit.
You have Alexa bias.
I absolutely do. Absolutely do. But are you going to tell me that she deserved to get knocked out of that match before Kiana James, who had her wardrobe malfunction?
Who pinned her?
Kiana James.
What have I been saying this whole fucking time?
Wardrobe malfunction?
No, they need to start trying to raise some of these younger talents up to get them up to par. Granted, Kiana didn't win, but they've been showcasing her strong because she has been winning a lot. So for her to pin Alexa Bliss sucks for you because you're Alexa Bliss, Mark, but it's good for Kiana because she just pinned Alexa and got the rub.
I would have been okay if Alexa gets eliminated by Kiana James later in the match. All the competitors weren't even in the match yet, and they eliminated her.
Again, they're trying to they're trying to build Kiana strong. To start building her up. They're not going to let her win, right? So yes, she pins. So she gets Alexa eliminated. That only helps build her. Oh my God, she's already pinned her, and Alexa's like you said, Michael Cole. She's a 5-time champion or whatever. It's all. I had no problem with it because it's building Kiana. I'm not looking at it because Alexa Bliss is the shit. She helped.
I'm just saying when you start the night off and she gets that massive pop.
We're not good.
They even showed the decibel tracker when she was coming down to the ring. They showed the decibel reader.
You're right.
You know who they didn't show the decibel reader for? CM Punk. They didn't show how loud that building was for him.
Okay.
So they went the easy route by having Rhea Ripley win this match. Do you dispute that?
No.
Like, it would have been awesome to see like Asuka win this match because Asuka. No. Well, I don't think that they had her. Like, I don't think they had her win the match just because I think that they're going to be in a tag team championship thing. Because didn't Rhea and Io just lose the tag team championships?
To Nia and Lash, yeah.
Right. So I could totally see Asuka and what's her name? Kairi Sane either going for that, or I could see Kairi finally turning on her. But
I was about to say, because if they go, that'd be heel versus heel. You know they don't like doing that. So
yeah, but I think when you put Asuka, if you put Asuka and Kairi in a match like that, and it'll probably, and by the way, it'd probably be like a 4-team tag team turmoil style match if they're going to do it, because they always try to put as many people on the WrestleMania cards as possible while not necessarily putting more matches on the card. The second match of the night was Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee. Now, I want to point out that they said the hometown AJ Lee in Chicago, right? They kept saying hometown, but then they announced her from New Jersey.
Yeah, but then if you listen to the commentator, and after she won, I don't remember after she won or after Punk won, they did say her adopted hometown of Chicago.
Well, I know, but I thought it was really funny that Mark Nash did not sit there and say from blah 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 New Jersey by way of Chicago, Illinois, or something like that.
He fucked up a lot that night because he called Trick Williams was it Trick Williams he called by another name, or Javon? He called Javon, but he said a wrong last name, and they had to correct him.
Well, they did that, but right at the beginning of the AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch match, Michael Cole absolutely called AJ Lee AJ Styles.
He did.
And it was so blatant.
Because Barrett started laughing and corrected him.
Well, I don't think he actually corrected him, which I thought was weird because that would be where Barrett would normally sit there and go, "You mean AJ Lee there, don't you?"
I could have sworn he did.
I don't think he did. Well, if he, you know what, Michael Cole might have said it more than once. But anyway, so AJ Lee wins this match again. Did you really see the booking going any other way?
Well, I said AJ, you said Becky.
I did, because I thought that they were just going to run it back because Becky would cheat to win or something, and Becky did attempt to cheat to win multiple times in this match.
I don't think.
Did you also notice who the referee was?
Huh?
Did
That's
you
what
also
I'm saying.
notice-
I don't think they're going to run it back because she lost that match, and then I guess I don't know if I sent you the thing from on what was it? One of the damn social platforms. Adam Pearce was reading this long letter because he got something from the Becky Lynch fan club saying they wanted to fire or suspend Jessica Carr. He's like, no. What I think's going to happen is Jessica Carr and Becky will probably go at WrestleMania.
I think they'll have a match. I don't know if they'll have them go at WrestleMania, just because I don't think that you give a spot like that to Jessica Carr for like her first match. But I could see them doing that at like Backlash.
Why?
I don't know. I just don't. I don't see her being something that's gonna really move the needle on WrestleMania tickets.
Does it really fucking matter? They fucking they wasted spots on this last pay-per-view. They waste spots all the fucking time.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong with what you're saying there. So match 3 of the night: CM Punk versus Finn Balor.
Again,
CM Punk gets the entrance of a lifetime.
That shit was fucking awesome, though.
It was. I wonder how much they had to spend to get that entrance there. But why didn't he walk out as they were calling him like that and shine the light on him like they used to with Michael Jordan? And on top of that, why wasn't he wearing the pull-away pants?
Yeah, they missed a lot of.
Because that would have really made it a Michael Jordan style entrance. You know, like coming out, pulling the pants off. You know, like they missed on that, and it was such a good entrance.
I almost thought they'd bring back Live in Color again. I'm like, no, they say that for big things.
But that'll be Mania.
But he's in his hometown. That's why I thought maybe they'll bring him out for that. You know, he's coming home.
Well, I think that's why. Obviously, that's why they gave him the big entrance that they did, and they surprised everybody with that. You know, which kind of shocking that WWE surprised somebody with that. And so the booking of the match, I think Shavar who said that Dominic will get mad at Finn Balor because after the match Finn Balor actually put his hand out to shake his hand. I like the tease of going back to heel Finn Balor when he grabbed him by the arm and he was like, you know, and Punk's like, what?
I'll just beat your ass. What you gonna do?
He's like, I won. I get the moment to shine. And Finn just put the hand out to shake, and you know, I'm okay with that. I do think that it was an excellent match. I felt, you know, I thought Roman's tweet was a little funny that he said, I don't know who's more tired, the champion or the crowd.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, in the after show, CM Punk brought up the tweet, and he goes, well, you know, I at least showed up. So, although Roman will be there tonight. Yeah, Roman will be there tonight. You know, there were a couple things that they could have done that would have made Elimination Chamber better. And I haven't even talked about the men's chamber match yet, but the reason why I haven't is because I want to talk about 2 things that they could have done to make this match better. If they really wanted to pivot, they could have put Brock Lesnar in the Elimination Chamber as the 6th man, right? Because on Monday night, what did they do with him? Oh, well, you know, Brock Lesnar is a main event no matter when he's... And instead, just give him the spot or have him enter that match and just pin the guy right at the end of the night. 1, 2, 3, gets into the match. And then, of course, 5 other guys have to try to take him out of the match. That would have been...
Guarantee, and I'm calling it right now, Obafemi and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania.
I mean, if this is supposedly Brock's last year, they got to get to it if they're going to, right?
I bet you Oba beats him at Mania. That's kind of putting him over because we know he's going to lose because Gunther's probably going to have him at SummerSlam at his
That's
final
the
SummerSlam.
rumor. That's the rumor is Gunther Brock at SummerSlam. But that means Brock's just going to lose every match he's in this year, except for the John Cena match.
Why not?
That'd
be something different. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what's he got to lose? He's done everything. You know what I'm saying? Why not put some of these other people over?
I mean, especially you're not wrong.
Especially Obafemi.
Oh yeah. Well, I think Oba has to go over him, but I would still have him. I would still have him wrestle some smaller guys, or like Kit Wilson come out and get on him about something, and then Brock just demolish him and go, "Get me a rep, 1, 2, 3." That way it looks like you're reminding people of how much a monster Brock Lesnar is.
Oh right? Yeah, I don't doubt that. So when he does go against Obafemi and he loses, yeah, I get that.
Yes.
And then he can even go back on a winning streak because he's pissed off he lost to Oba, and then he wins, and then he loses at SummerSlam.
Well, they either do that with him, or the other option is that after he loses to Obafemi, he comes out on Monday night, starts demolishing the whole place, and they suspend him for 6 months, because that seems to be what they did with Brock Lesnar, like every 6 months for a while. That's why Michael Cole, when he saw him, was like, "I'm just going to move as far back from this table as possible right now because of what's gone on in the past." Which, by the way, hilarious line.
That was
so that would have been the first thing that I would have changed about the Elimination Chamber. Or what I would have done is I would have put the mystery box.
Don't say that dumb shit you said in the damn text.
What dumb shit did I say in the text?
What you're about to say right now.
Am I? Now I got to look at the text.
Because remember, I just said no. I said, no.
What did I write? I don't even remember. And I hate giving dead air while we're doing it.
You said before, because when Danhausen came out and you said what was in it for Danhausen, I said, what else did you want? You said he should have taken a spot in the chamber. I said, no. So don't say that. Don't repeat that dumb shit on the air.
So let's go ahead and tell everybody. I think we already did it more than once here.
Please give him his due so he can jack off when he gets off here. I did it. Yes, you called it.
Yes. I didn't just call it, though. I called it before anybody else said it, and then I started sending you how everybody's voice changed on it, because it was literally like after I sent it to you in the text message, and then after we talked about it last week, suddenly they started putting out odds, and it was like he suddenly was number one, even though no one had talked about him being in the box before that moment. Now, how in the world did they fit those 12 women or whatever it was in that box with him for 2 weeks?
If you notice, and I noticed it too, I'm like, this is so terrible. If you look when that coffin opened, you could see there's another door and they were just walking through. I'm like, they didn't even try to fucking hide it.
Well, they did, because they had smoke, but the smoke had almost dissipated by the time they started walking through. Which now, okay. The rumor is that it was not a unanimous decision to bring Danhausen to WWE.
He got booed, by the way.
What's that?
That crowd booed the shit out of him.
No, they didn't.
They cheered when he came on, but then when everything went dark, they started booing. Go back and watch it. I went back and watched it.
I think they booed it because that was all we got. Like he got in the ring, he held a sparkler up, and then they turned the lights out on him. Like, no, what the fuck?
No. He didn't hold a sparkle up. He tried to do that whole cane thing, and they had a little ping. Its little pyro reminded me of.
You know what I was thinking the entire time that I saw that pyro? I was thinking the John Moxley, the Eddie Kingston versus John Moxley match. With the exploding ring. That's what I was thinking the entire fucking time, was the pew, pew.
That's exactly what I thought about. I'm like, you so.
So I gotta ask, what are they gonna do with him now that he's there?
Probably go to NXT.
I mean, does he all of a sudden just start being the foil in Robert Stone's side? Do they give him the NXT GM position? Because, I mean,
this is going to be, you're not going to be able to take him seriously. He's going to be another Santino. He's a comic he had. A comic he had. Santino, R-Truth. I mean, I don't.
And
I
immediately
almost
after,
feel sorry for him because he's like we always talk about, he's the flavor of the week. But they're going to get bored with him soon, and they're just going to fucking bury him. And he's too talented. They can do so much. They can do so much with him. But I think they just grabbed him because they don't want anybody else to grab him, and they're going to play. He's a new shiny toy. Then they'll get bored with him, and then they just fucking push him to lower to mid or low card.
well, one thing I will say about WWE in a situation like this, if they pick somebody, it's because they think they can make money with him, right? That's always
shit out of his merch.
Oh yeah. I'm sure that first night he sold more shirts than he had like his entire career.
I'm interested to see if they sell jars of teeth, just little baby jars of teeth.
You know, it's funny you say that because as soon as Finn Balor brought out Demonito in AAA, they had Demonito puppets available on WWEshop.com.
Yeah, but that's a puppet. I'm wondering how they're gonna sell teeth. That's fucking hilarious,
dude. You want to know how you do it? You make them teeth-shaped chewing gum, so that way kids can put them in their mouth and actually chew it up.
Little chiclets,
Yeah. In fact, that marketing sells itself. Actually, go to Chiclets and try to get them to make teeth-shaped gum, and then you could sell Chiclets of Chiclets. Anyways,
I think that was a waste of us.
The other thing that I was gonna say about it was this: is that I said if WWE thinks they can make money off them, they're going to. But the other side of that is always, if WWE's not using you, there's twice a year where they just release people. So if Danhausen doesn't work out, he'll be back on the indie scene before you know it, which is fine because that's where he'll be great.
Yeah, TNA.
I mean, why not? You know, if you put him in NXT, he can be in TNA anyway. So that's, I mean, and I do expect him in NXT. I do not expect him on main roster, at least at the beginning. And if they do put him on the main roster, you know what'll end up happening is he'll end up being in a tag team with R-Truth. And that's bullshit for R-Truth.
I'd love to see him. They probably wouldn't do it because it'd be too hokey. But if they could make him evil and kind of serious, still I don't know how you can do comical serious kind of thing and put him with a demon Finn Balor.
I don't want to see that either. Like I want Finn Balor to be
the things I can use his gimmick for. You know what I mean? Like you said, if
they're gonna have to figure it out. And
if they don't, yeah.
I mean, he's gonna be a foil in someone's side. That's what he's gonna be. You know, he like and in NXT with Robert Stone, it's the new interim GM. I think it'd be a hilarious dichotomy between them.
Yeah, just the comedy thing. I that's why I worry about him. They're not gonna take him seriously. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's why I'm worried about his longevity, because they're not gonna take him. That'll wear off soon. He's got to come up with something else. And he's great. He's great, but you gotta evolve a little bit, right? He probably keep the same thing he's doing, but tweak it, make it a little different, evolve it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Like actually seeing Danhausen become a heel would be interesting to me.
Yes.
You know, especially if he kept the same gimmick thing going. He just, you know, like he's out to hurt people.
Could you see him as a mid-card? Because we know he probably won't be he probably won't like NXT champion, but could you see him like a North American champion?
Yeah.
Or if he made main roster, maybe a United States. I mean, even a United States or Intercontinental in that gimmick. You think? You know what I mean? Like, what's his?
The main roster, I don't see it.
Yeah, what's his?
And we love him. We love Danhausen. Like I have a shirt. We obviously have an intro with him.
Like even with R-Truth, the best he got was a 24/7. If they brought that back, I could see Danhausen doing something with that.
Well, R-Truth had been like a 12-time U.S. champion or something too. Like
I forgot about that. You're right.
He when R-Truth wasn't 74 years old, you know. Still,
but he had that comedy act. But
he didn't always. Because if you remember when the first time that it was him and the Miz, and they went after tag team belts and everything. If you remember when they brought back The Rock at Survivor Series that one year before he faced John Cena at WrestleMania, it was John Cena and The Rock versus the Miz and R-Truth.
Could you see them doing some of that with Danhausen though?
Unfortunately, I see it being with R-Truth.
But okay, but
although you know what would make that really funny, and I saw a meme that said this, and is if R-Truth just calling him Sting,
or they can form a tag team called Truthhausen.
Yeah,
and that's probably what they'll end up doing.
Well, you're saying that because obviously, like in this world where Tony Khan has to give every tag team a tag team name, like R-Truthhausen.
Yeah, R-Truthhausen. You just be Truthhausen.
I mean, sure. And I could see Truth. You know what? I'm taking that back. I can't see Truth actually painting his face because then he'd be whiteface.
Not necessarily. He can paint different colors on his face. He doesn't have to be whiteface. He can do something different with it.
Well, if he was painting his face the same as Danhausen's, it would be whiteface. So
anyway,
you can't. Although I mean, Homie the Clown had whiteface, so
No, he didn't.
He didn't.
Nope.
He had white cheeks or something.
I think he just had clown makeup on. I don't think Homie the Clown did whiteface at all.
No, I think now that I think about it, I think you're right. Elimination Chamber men's match, Tino. I felt like they finally changed up the booking a little bit, but I think it's because that's not going to be the main event at WrestleMania on that side. It's not going to be that championship match. I don't think it's just going to be Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton.
I think it's going to be a 4-way.
Well, that's what I said. I think it'll be at least a 4-way. I could actually see them adding even more people to it, making it a 6-pack challenge match, player. He does have white on his cheeks.
Around his mouth. Yeah, okay. But he's not white face. Like, he's got his regular face.
Wonder if they ever tested him with white face. I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop. But, yeah, Homie, don't play that. So,
even man tries to bring him down.
So were you surprised by Randy Orton winning this match?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, who got the biggest pop in that?
I didn't think it would be.
Finger?
Huh?
What is on your finger?
I'm playing with tape. I didn't think it would be Cody though, because I still think it's going to be a 4-way somehow. It's going to be Randy, Drew, Cody, and Fatu.
Well, I completely agree because I have a feeling Fatu is going to mess with that match on Friday. And all this is going to be like, that's it. I've had it with all of you. This is what we're doing. WrestleMania will be a fatal 4-way between all 4 of you. And Randy will be like, what the fuck, man? Like, I just won that six-man elimination match. Like, fuck all of you, making me have to be in a 4-way now instead of just getting my singles match like I'm supposed to.
And then maybe that turns him heel.
I mean, everyone's thinking that Cody's turning heel in this whole process. I want to know when we're going to. God damn it!
I still say Fatu comes out with the championship. Kick that dust in.
The fucking shelf fell again.
Fatu comes out with the belt, though.
I you know what? Right now, I'm kind of in agreement with you. I want to see Jacob Fatu as the undisputed champion. I think that would finally cement something where we're like, okay, it's new. Now, unfortunately, because you're already calling it, that's just like, if they go that route at this point, it's just standardized booking again,
But the men we're talking about, we wanted something different coming out of that chamber, and I wanted the fucking lemon pepper steppers. I thought he was going to be the one because you're about to say he got the biggest pop. He is a heel, but he is so over it with that crowd. Even though he's a heel, when those 808s hit, that music hits, whoop that trick, and they are all in unison. and it's just fucking amazing to me.
I,
He's supposed to be a heel.
and you know what? I was listening to Nick Nemeth the other day talk about Trick Williams, and they were talking about how when the TNA NXT thing started, you know, Trick ended up becoming the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, and
Freaking A.
yeah, the Trick NA champion, and he was getting double the reps because he was wrestling on Tuesdays, he was wrestling on Thursdays. He was getting more time on the mic. He was getting he was getting something that wrestlers don't get anymore. You know, they work 3 days a week, maybe.
And he wasn't taking advantage. Well, I won't say taking advantage. Like, he didn't take it for granted. He was taking advantage of getting that time and sharpening his skills, and
He was
it
taking
shows.
advantage of all that extra time.
It
Absolutely.
shows.
Because now when you see him, he is a fully put
Polished.
together product. And he
Polished.
could be babyface, he could be heel, and he doesn't have to change a fucking thing. Like,
Kind of like The Rock, Stone Cold, what we always talk about.
well, and I think what really helps him out, you know, obviously he was a Division I athlete. But what I think really helps Trick out in this situation is that he's not scared of it. You know, like Javon Evans, you put him on a microphone, suddenly it's like a deer in headlights half the time. But Trick is like, give me that mic, baby. Let me run these lemon pepper steppers into the ground.
I think that comes. He's got that confident because he was able to.
I
He
agree.
had so much. He had TNA and he had time to try out. Oh, and that didn't work because I'm sure he was still doing house shows too, right? So he'll try out. Probably try. It's like, don't you know? Like you say, you throw stuff at the wall, see what sticks. He was able to do that because he was working double what everybody else was working.
Well, and the other crazy thing about this was that when you actually, like, you know, with him, I think that, you know, a lot of times when a guy gets called up from NXT, like the main roster audience doesn't necessarily know who they are, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as his music hit that first time, boom, boom,
They knew where he was.
they knew. And if you remember, the first place that he showed up on SmackDown was like Germany, and they were all about it. And maybe
they're watching TN. They're watching NXT. They have to be.
Well, they get it on the same Netflix, so it's very possible that it's just right next to where they're looking at Raw or SmackDown, and they're just like, oh, more WWE. Boop, there you go.
I'm talking about not just Germany. I'm just talking about in America too. What you said,
So,
you know.
So has there ever been a time that WWE has called up this many people from NXT and it feels like they got them all right?
They
Because
finally
Jordan Grace, I think they got right. They got Jordan right.
They're finally getting Carmelo right. They're doing right by Carmelo.
Well, right, but Carmelo was already on the roster. I'm talking about like this latest. The fuck?
I just went like that.
Those balloons are going behind you.
But no, what I'm saying at first, when Carmelo first got there, they did a little bit, and then he was just losing. They didn't do shit with him, and now all of a sudden they're doing it. So Carmelo, Lash, Lemon Pepper Steppers, who else? You said Jordan, Oba, yeah,
Kiana James, you know, Stephanie McCare. You know, hell, even Roxanne. I mean, she's okay. Julia, but out of the latest round, which was like the 4, you had. Well, I guess I'll throw Lash in there, but she was there a little bit before everybody else. But Jordan, Javon, Oba, and Trick all came up at like exactly the same time, right? Yeah. And so when they don't normally have a full production ready for 4 people at one time. And they all came in, and they all like the only one that I worry about long term right now is Javon Evans, because they want him to be the next Jeff Hardy, but if he doesn't, I feel like he's still missing something right now, and I think it's about 40 pounds.
No, I think he's good at that size that he is. I think he needs to work on. I think because if he puts on 40 pounds, he's not gonna be able to do what he does. I think the mic skill. I think the mic skills is what's missing with Javon. I just think he needs to get more comfortable on the mic or have somebody talk for him.
Yeah, but
Have a hype man type of thing.
they don't have a lot of managers anymore, and I don't see him being a Heyman guy.
Well, not Heyman, but remember that like what's his name that was with Bobby Lashley, the little dude. He's with TNA now. You know what I'm talking
I
about?
was going to say Lashley. Remember when Vince was just like, go out there and just keep doing it, and he just yelled Lashley the entire and it's like someone shut him up.
Yeah.
Like Bobby was getting heat because we just wanted him to shut the fuck up.
What was his name?
That was Leo Rush.
Leo Rush, yeah.
Leo Rush, who has been told to stop wrestling like 6 times and keeps coming back from these like career-threatening injuries, but keeps getting injured. So and now he wears puffy coats.
Him and his
So okay. In this match, I want to say that the loudest pop obviously was Trick Williams. I think the second loudest pop was LA Knight. And what happened with LA Knight? He screwed it up again. He slipped off that top rope. Randy Orton was laughing at him when he hit that elbow on him. I sent you a video. You got to watch it.
I got to watch it.
But
I thought the BFT on top of the cage was nice.
It was. And Javon was out of the match for like 10 minutes after that. I love LA Knight. I think that he's hurting his own chances of ever being anything more than he is right now. He's not quite a comedy act. He's not quite babyface. He's not quite heel. He gets a loud reaction everywhere he is because I think he's that guy that we all sit there and go, why haven't they done anything with this guy? He's so nostalgic to us. He is The Rock and Stone Cold as if they had a baby. Now, he obviously has The Rock's hairline, so at some point, he's going to have to do something with that. But I mean, like, he has everything that you look for in a world champion, and yet, for whatever reason, they just will not pull the trigger on him.
It's almost like if we the fans like say, yeah, this is our guy, WWE's like, no, fuck you. You want this guy.
I think that's exactly what it is. Speaking of which, now that we've talked about that, did you see this?
He calls out Michael Hayes. What? No,
Not exactly a call out, but what he did was he talked to Michael Hayes on his podcast about
Chelsea Green. Are we still talking about that? Everybody's getting on Michael Hayes about that shit.
They should, because Michael Hayes basically gave the whole Vince McMahon with Mick Foley talk there. He basically said, oh, some people just need to know their place and be in their place. Shut the fuck up, Michael Hayes. You were the worst of the Freebirds.
Damn.
You were Doc fucking Hendricks.
He was the leader of the Freebirds. Not how you can be the worst of the Freebirds when he's the leader.
He was the worst.
That's like saying Ric Flair was the worst horseman.
I mean,
damn.
But okay, maybe not when Paul Roma was in it, but
shut up.
So anyway, the Undertaker sits there and says she checks all the boxes, and she does. She has all the talent in the world. She's more talented than her husband.
Damn.
And we want to talk about booking again. Why would Matt Cardona actually sign with WWE since they basically just relegated him back to being Zack Ryder?
He gets to travel with his wife, and I'm sure he has paid more money at WWE than he did at TNA. Shit, that's like being on the NFL team riding the bench. Look, if they win the fucking Super Bowl, you still get a ring too, and you still get the paycheck.
So she did a radio show this week where she actually said, because they asked her how's it feel to be traveling with Matt, and she's like we're going to counseling. It's okay. We bought a house together. We'll get through this. And like the way that she makes it sound is like he so if you've ever heard their story about when they weren't working together, it was like she would go out of town Friday through Sunday or whatever. He would go out of town the rest of the week. So they almost never see each other. But she was like, but it was great because I never had to tan his back. I never had to do this. I never had to change the sheets on the bed because they were already changed by the time I got home. You know, I never had to look at his tanner or whatever. And she's like, how much tanner can one man use? You know, and you just hear her talk about it, and it's like, I mean, the fact that they now she's like, now I have to decide whether or not I'm gonna like do we get separate rooms when we go travel because you know like I like my space, and it's like, you know. So anyways, but yeah, Michael Hayes basically got called out by The Undertaker for his comments on WWE Unreal. And part of me thinks that, Tino, they're trying to get the world behind Chelsea Green to get her over that hump with the booking committee and the team behind it. Because that's why we're still talking about it. She's out injured right now. She was sitting there, like the crowd was chanting, "We want Chelsea." She's in the wheelchair at ringside, and she's like, "I have a broken ankle." They just want her back.
But think about it. How many times have they been hurt? Right. So the fans are like, "Get the fuck up." You know what I'm saying? And she's really hurt. I mean,
I've seen the ankle.
It's like the boy. No, she's really hurt. But I'm saying it's like the boy that cries wolf. You got Seth Rollins who's supposedly hurt, and he comes back and throws the crutches down. You know what I mean? So the crowd, part of the crowd is like, the bitch is faking, right?
We didn't even talk about that during the Elimination Chamber. Did they overbook the ending?
No, I think they did it just right. I think they did it. He sent out a decoy for them to take away, because if you notice, while they were taking the other one away and getting old boy up, he came up behind and jumped. No, they didn't notice him jump in the ring. So no, I think they did it. I think they did it right. He took out Logan.
After they did that, but then after they did that, they then had Drew McIntyre come down, and he got involved in a chamber that is supposed to be locked.
Again, just like Seth took advantage. That's what they always do as they're escorting somebody hurt out. That's how people get in.
Well, I totally agree with you. I know exactly how it happens. My point is again, did they overbook the finish of that match? Because they booked in a fake Seth Rollins, then they booked in Seth Rollins, then they booked in Drew McIntyre. I mean, the only one that didn't show up was Jacob Fatu.
I think that, but they're closing off too. So Seth's coming back to get his revenge on the Vision. So whether it had been Braun, it was somebody from the Vision that took care of that. Drew's whole thing is he's hell-bent and determined. He don't want Cody to get hit. So that made sense. He don't want Cody to win. He's trying to stop Cody from winning. But he fucked around and got RKO, and
Crossroads.
Crossroads.
He got the RKO, then he got the Crossroads, then Cody got RKO.
They showed Randy being the Viper, because if you notice, after he did it and won, there's a couple of times when he's looking at Cody, he's like, he wanted to go to him, but he didn't. So it all told a story. It made sense. I don't think they overbooked it. I think they did it just right.
Okay. I won't rush my judgment.
They continued that story of Cody and Randy, or Randy's like, I didn't want to do it, but I want to win this 15th title too, right? It was torn. So yeah, it's going to continue that Cody, that might push Cody to be heel, because you had Cody down there pouting with the boo-boo face. So that might be the pushing him further into being a heel. They wrapped up a lot of storylines or kept them going.
Yeah, they definitely tied it all in, and I mean, I guess that's fine. I don't know. It felt like they. Like Triple H just loves those major run-in endings. You know, I mean, 4 years of Roman having it happen, I guess it's made me like.
Well, I think damn Vince started that, because that bloodline shit started while Vince was still there.
Well, the first year of it was while Vince was there, and then it just, you know, and obviously
Vince started it.
obviously
Vince
that
started it, and Triple H was like, "Oh, if it ain't broke, don't fix it." But and then he overdid it. You know what I mean?
yeah, I don't know. Anyways, okay, so I guess we should probably give a couple minutes to Dynamite. So I'm going to pull up the results.
Yeah, so there you go. Yeah. I did the one thing I did like about Dynamite was and I want to talk a little bit about NXT too before we get off of here.
Okay.
But the thing I liked about Dynamite was the MJF thing when he came out because he didn't want to do the Texas Death Match. So he goes, "I'll tell you what, we'll flip a coin." Of course, it had to be his coin.
Was it a two-headed coin?
He said, if it's tails, we'll do the death match. But if it's heads, I get to pick the match, right? So he flipped it. Of course, it was heads. He tried to leave, and Heyman stopped and said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, let me see the coin." And MJ, no, this. And he tried to go up, and then Jet Speed came out and stopped him. He came out. He tried to go up this way. Jet Speed stopped him. He tried to go up the other way. It was Brody and Bandito. They put him back in the ring. He took the coin and they proved it was two heads. And then Tony Schiavone, of course, in the ring with his little headset. And I'm getting word that since MJF, because of his little stunt, it's going to be a Texas death match. So,
which it was a week before that. Which it was a week before that.
I think it was a Texas. I think it was always going to be. It was a Texas death match. He was trying to talk his way out of that death match by flipping a coin. Yeah.
So let me make sure that I got the right week here. I think I do.
Oh
no, I got the wrong week. I can't find the latest Dynamite.
Just when you Google it, just type in AEW Dynamite and then type in February.
Was it 25th?
25th, yeah.
All right, 25th. Let's see. Okay, I finally got it. John Moxley versus El Clone. Moxley defeats him by pinfall. Why is Moxley? Why is he not taking a break? What's that?
I fell asleep on this, so I don't remember a lot of it.
Swerve Strickland promises to live without regrets in his pursuit for the men's world title.
Yep.
And they gave him an A.
Oh, because that was a hell of a promo.
Excalibur reiterated that Swerve was fined $100,000 and had been suspended from Collision last week due to his actions. Nana laughed at the fine. Orange Cassidy versus Gabe Kidd. Why?
Because remember they tried to jump Darby and Orange came out and helped him. So then now he's got a problem with them too now. So,
and Gabe Kidd wins by pinfall.
Yep.
Kevin Knight versus Mansoor.
I fell asleep on that one.
I didn't know Mansoor was still there.
Yeah, but as you can see, he's jobber now.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, Kevin Knight has to prove that at least one guy in that tag team can win a match.
He's the Shawn Michaels of that.
Unfortunately for Speedball even kind of looks like Marty Jannetty.
Yeah, got the mullet and everything.
MJF fails to get out of Texas Death with Hangman at it. I love how you got to make it look more like a heart, man. Right now it just looks like a kidney. There you go. See. I love how Hangman just calls it Texas Death. He doesn't call it a Texas Death match.
Yeah.
He's always like, "Give me Texas Death," and it's like, you're from West Virginia.
But he's a cowboy.
He's a West Virginia cowboy,
and he does cowboy shit.
He does. He takes cowboy shit
with a bidet, with mint flavored
dude white. So World Tag Team Championship match: Babes of Wrath versus Mega Bad. Because again, tag teams have to have a tag team name in AEW. They don't always sell merch.
But check it out. When they don't have a tag name, then you bitch. They're just throwing two random people together.
Well, they
So when
did that a week before.
when they made themselves a tag team and said, okay, we're going to be a tag team, you need a fucking name.
Well, then you also need to have matching gear.
They did.
Babes of Wrath do.
And so does Megabad. They don't.
But Megabad only has one headpiece.
No, but they have the fucking colors. Shut up, Rob. Go on, because I'm about to get out. It's almost an hour and a half. You got about 10 minutes.
Brody King versus Mark Davis. Big meaty men slapping meat.
Meat. Oh no! What is Booker T? No bread, no water, just meat.
Yeah, no bread, no carbs, no water, just meat. Brody King wins by pinfall. It's nice seeing them actually utilize a big guy in AEW because I mean, like Don Callis has like 4 of them in the Don Callis family, and none of them ever get used. Like Murder Hawk.
Yeah, waiting for what's his name to come back now too. He's hurt again. MGF's bitch.
Which one?
The one that used to be MGF's bitch. Now he's with Don Callis family. He came back and he got hurt again.
Oh, Wardlow. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so Mile High Madness, FTR and the Demand versus the Young Bucks, Jack Perry and the Rascals.
I was rooting because I wanted to see the Young Bucks get their hands on FTR after they fucked up their family. They fucking pile dropped their brother. They pile dropped the shit out of him, and they pushed the mom down.
Yeah, they pushed the mom down, which was hilarious. But it was
their brother.
But the pile driver. What do they call it? What do they call it when they like a stuffed pile driver?
A spike pile driver.
The spike pile driver. Yeah. And Perry, Matt, Nick, Xavier, and Wentz defeated Ricochet, Toa Leona, Bishop Khan, Harwood, and Wheeler by pinfall. Of course, Bleacher Report gave it an A. I'm sure Dave Meltzer gave it 6 stars.
It was a good match. It was a good match. Now, I didn't like. You remember that one pay-per-view where I think it might have been the fucking same thing. The first half of that match, because Jack Perry was the last one to come out, they just kept playing his theme through the whole. I'm like, cut the song off.
So you're talking Stadium Stampede when they just kept playing that one song.
Yeah, they did the same thing.
It was like, this is hot garbage. Stop it.
And they did the same thing with Jack Perry's theme in this match. It just kept going and going. I'm like, okay, the fight started. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. So that was Dynamite for this week. You said you wanted to talk a little bit of NXT. Let me. I do think I've got those results pulled up. No, it's from Slam. It's not from Bleacher Report. What? Nope.
And NXT, I guess, would have been what, the 24th then, right?
Yeah. I've got it pulled up. It's just no, I don't like that one. Like why are the Bleacher Report ones just disappearing?
I don't know. Well, really, all I really want to talk about is it's like
you got to talk about it. You can't just laugh about it.
Because I'm trying to put my words together, right? So it's the Soul Ruka championship match, right? So her and Zarya were all buddy, and we're friends. We want to come down in the ring together, and we're gonna do our pose in the ropes like we do, right? And then JC came down, and the match hadn't even started yet. JC's just standing there, and all of a sudden, Soul Ruka just spears the shit. Zarya speared the shit out of Soul Ruka and beat her ass, gave her F5. That match lasted all of 2 minutes. Why?
I mean, if I had to guess, the reason why is because they don't want to give us that match yet.
But why not let damn Soul win that fucking belt? What are they trying to do? So do you think, now let me ask you this. Do you think Soul will become NXT Women's Champion, or you think they'll call her the main roster first?
See, and that's a really interesting question, because the way that they keep showing her on main roster stuff, like Royal Rumble, and I don't know how you don't have her go against Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania this year. You know, you want to build somebody, have her beat Charlotte at the biggest stage. Hell, have her randomly show up, challenge Jade Cargill, and win the SmackDown Women's Championship before she ever touches the NXT Women's Championship. You know, like, do you remember when? And hold on, let me put this up. Do you remember when Paige first came up to the WWE main roster? Her first night, she won the title.
But my question is, she was the NXT Women's Champion though before, right? That's what I'm saying. Does Soul leave NXT before ever becoming champion of NXT? You know what I mean?
It's seeming likely unless they're keeping her there. I mean, with her,
Jordan didn't win NXT Women's Champion. She went up to the main roster. So I'm wondering if Soul's on that same path.
Well, we knew that Jordan wasn't going to be long in NXT. We just all thought she was going to win the women's title because she was the most repped and most prepared for it. You know, with Soul, I mean, like, there's nothing she can't do. The only thing that they haven't done with her is turn her heel, and I think she was heel when she first started, but it kind of went over like a fart in church. They finally gave her new music too, right? Or does she still come out to like the? Does she still come out to like the Beach Blast like surfer music? She does.
She comes out of that.
Because I would bet that when she gets called up to the main roster, she's dropping that music for something else.
But why? The only person I know they changed Stephanie's, but everybody else and Jordan's changed while she was still in NXT, but everybody else still has the same music. Like, there's certain music that you know, right? So that music is so Ruka, that's her character. Just like I doubt they'll change Trick Williams' music, right?
Well, I agree with you. With the Trick Williams one, I think so. The thing about the Trick Williams music is that it is built to have you say "whoop that trick," right? So
and Oba's music, you say "Oba," and he's got that little.
Well, he's got. Have you seen how that's taken over Instagram now? Everybody's doing the, and it all started with like someone saying grandma's favorite wrestler is Oba, and you see her and she's.
That's so fucking funny.
And they asked him about it, and he's like, well, honestly, you know, they just told me to come up with something, and I just heard it, and I started doing that, and they were like, okay.
That's so awesome. That is so awesome.
Like, what are you going to tell that guy, right? Like,
nothing. That's a big boy.
Nothing except what he wants to hear.
Yes, Mr. Oba. Yes, Mr. Finley.
Yes, Mr. Oba. Like I still find it hilarious that they were talking about how, like, at the Royal Rumble, they're like, you know how badass you are if you're wearing Dunkin' Donuts munchkins around your neck. You're just asking for everyone to be like, me, I'm hungry. Anyways, I don't have anything else.
I'm trying to think what else happened. Oh! Congratulations, Miles Bourne.
Oh yeah. NXT. I was just thinking that.
And that LaFleur dude won the damn speed title.
Yep. And Eli Knight lost another match. But so the Miles Bourne thing, they made such a big thing out of Ethan Page being close to the most days as North American champion, just to have him lose the title against Miles Bourne. Why?
I don't know.
Like, that title hadn't meant that much, you know, before Ethan Page as when Johnny Gargano had it.
But I think because Miles is so over and they've been, you know, Miles has been so close and the people are behind Miles, I think Shawn Michael cares. He doesn't want anybody. He's not Triple H, who doesn't care, like they don't care about LA Knight or Sami Zayn. You know, Shawn listens to the people. Right?
He has 250 of the same people in there every week. So they're gonna give him their mind, you know.
So Yeah, so I mean, but still, they're willing to take chances and willing to take gambles and not going on that safe bet.
Well, that means both men's champions in NXT right now, because I'm not really counting the Speed Championship, but both men's championships are held by baby faces.
Yeah.
Pretty wild to think about, isn't it?
I'm wondering if I'm surprised they hadn't called Ricky up either. You think Ricky's going to win that belt again, or they're going to call him up too?
I
Who
don't
do they
know.
call up first? Him or Joe? Who gets called up first?
It's a really good question, and it's tough to answer. I mean, I could see them taking both at the same time, just put them both on different programs. Because typically that's what they do is they go, okay, we're gonna call up like we need a spark on this show, so let's call up the champion in this.
And who's next to be the champion? You know what I mean? Who do we give that rub to?
I'll tell you who impressed me was the guy from Vanity Project.
Which one?
The Evolve champion.
Oh yeah, Jackson Drake. He's from North Carolina. North Carolina. He's like 20. I think he's like 21, 22. Him and the tag team, all the Vanity Projects, they are impressive. They're good.
Yeah, I think they may have trained at like the same place that All American Package JCB came from. So it's tough to say. Like you would think that JC Jane's ready to go up, but yet you don't want to see her go up until they got something for her. Like Ricky and Joe, you go calling Ricky and Joe up right now, and like they get lost in the shuffle as the fucking thing fell and hit me in the goddamn kneecap.
Well, just take that thing off.
Well, it's like laid up against the thing, and it just fell down.
Just move it. Put it on that the bed right there. Just get it out of the way. The futon. Put it on the futon.
I'll do it after we get off the air because I don't even know if I can move right now.
This is your face every time it happens. You're like,
well, so the first time it hit me, it was like, ooh. And then this time it was like, oh, goddamn, that hurt. It was like the corner of it hit right in like one of those like joint gaps of my knee, So I might, like right now I'm thinking I'll still be able to walk, but I really don't know at the moment. So
that's hilarious.
Oba looks like a real life doomsday. Yeah. He does kind of look like a real life doomsday. If you had to grade the three men that were called up since the beginning of the year from NXT, who do you give an A to, who do you give a B to, and who do you give a C to out of those three?
God. So what is it? Oba,
Trick. Javon, and Trick.
Fortunately, Trick's gonna get, I'm not Trick. Javon's gonna get the C.
Yep.
I can't. But damn, between Oba and Trick, God. Oh, that's so close. But Trick edges Oba out.
I agree.
So I guess Trick would go to A and Oba would have to be a B. And that sucks because Oba would be like an A- to me, maybe. I don't see him as a B.
If you were going QB1 or QB1A, that's kind of what you do then. And again, I find it amazing that out of those guys, they really haven't missed on any of them. Because normally one of them just doesn't go over in that, but all three of them. And the only thing I'll say that I don't like about the presentation for Oba is that right now he's in matches with a comedy act. And I don't think it's hurt him yet.
I don't think it's hurting him, but I also think it's helping Kit get over too.
It's definitely helping Kit.
I think it's working for the both of them.
I mean, that's an interesting take on it. Like that would be, and then with Trick, they instantly threw him into the main event picture. I mean, he's literally going face to face with Drew McIntyre. He's going face to face with Randy Orton. He's going face to face. What's that?
Because they should, because he is one, like we talked about. He's got the total package. he's ready.
Yeah, I worry that he'll be the next one called up to Hollywood.
That could happen too.
Yeah.
I
think they need to get everything out of him that they can in as little time as possible. Because
they did unfortunately, because that show I watched, Wild Cards, it comes on CW, right?
He was on that, wasn't
he? Yeah.
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 You know, it's like remember when SmackDown was on UPN?
Uh-huh.
And all of a sudden The Rock appeared on Voyager?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's like it's the whole February sweeps thing. You know, I was trying to explain February sweeps to my nephew the other day because obviously like TV is just different now, and it used to be where like to get a bump in your ratings or whatever, a show like Scrubs would in the middle of February they'd have a heartfelt episode with special guest star Ryan Reynolds, and it'd be like, oh, okay. Because a lot of people don't remember, but Ryan Reynolds played JD's brother. No, he didn't. That was played by Tom Cavanaugh. Ryan Reynolds played like an old high school friend of his in Turks, and he was in like one episode, you know. But like every season, the shows would do that. Like Law and Order SVU randomly had Robin Williams in an episode where he played like a psycho killer. You know, and like it would just be like, and special guest star, blah blah blah. And anyways, but that's kind of why, you know, when CW picked up NXT, people from NXT started showing up on CW shows. Anyways, yeah. So, anyways, Tino, I am done. Hour and 38 minutes. So I met you a little bit under halfway from where I like to be compared to where you like to be. So go ahead, tell everybody how to reach you.
All right. You can reach me on the Insta at SC Tino. I am on Blue Sky. You can also find me on the TikTok, Tino Augre Music. You can find us on Facebook at the Potsy and Tino Show. We're on X at Potsy and Tino. You can find us here each and every week on the Pots and Pans Network here at 7 p.m. Give us thumbs up, like, subscribe, buy our shit. Thanks to Adam's House Cat for the wrestling song, which you can still get on iTunes for 99 cents. 99
Jones. So you know, I just wanted to say thanks to everybody. This is episode 444. Apparently a couple episodes ago I put that it was episode 441, and then the next week I also put that it was episode 441. So last week was supposed to be 443. This week is 444. We're inching that much closer to episode 450, Tino. And if I'm thinking it correctly, we're 6 weeks away from WrestleMania, and we're 6 episodes away from episode 450.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
So folks, you can follow me on Instagram at Rob Pochek. I'd really like the follows. You can follow me on Instagram as well at Rob Potsy Pochek. You can follow me on just about everything else at Rob Potsy Pochek. And of course, on Twitter as at Pochek. Folks, episode 444 is in the books. Thank you so much for being a part of this, Michael, Mr. Helios, Chris Barrett, everybody else that joined in. Chris Barrett actually had his funniest statement ever. I'm going to put it back up there one more time. Menthol dude wipes, a Newport for the butthole. Geez, what's next? So with that, folks, good night, everybody. We'll see you next week. Good night, everybody. Peace out. Jones.
Ready? Ownership Champions in Potsy and Tino.
For the Potsy and Tino Show.
Thanks for watching.
Monday night, it's time to go. Turn on the screen with the good time shows. Wrestling life and who knows what. If it's cool or weird, they're talking it up. It's the Potsy and Tino Show. Drop the facts and let opinions